Okay. Welcome to the Staying Connected podcast, where we seek out stories that connect us with one another. We're here to learn about the differences, vulnerabilities, life lessons, and successes that help us build and refine relationships. I'm your host, Scott Nguyen. Let's jump into it. So today I have another good friend of mine. We go way back. Alex, how are you?
Yeah, good. How are you, Scott?
I'm doing great. I can't remember the last time that we talked years ago. I know I met you once, just like walking, but it's been a while since we sat
Yeah,
down
yeah,
and we caught up.
yeah,
Um,
for sure.
what's new with your life? Anything exciting?
Um, I guess maybe this whole adjusting to the COVID pandemic thing. But other than that, man, I mean, the only new thing since the last time we met was at the restaurant. I was actually serving you.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, but I'm not working over there anymore because of the whole pandemic.
Right.
Um,
Any significant changes to you during COVID? Any life altering behaviors?
um, yeah, for sure. I'd like to say like I guess I'm a little bit more cautious about what I do and with the people I tend to hang out with and all that. Um, and definitely have a, a new job at Pearl Harbor now.
Oh, awesome. Um, just just to um, give everyone a little background. So we went to middle school together, um, and then we went to high school together. Um, I'm gonna just rewind it back to high school a little bit. We didn't really talk until I'm gonna say sophomore year. That's
Yeah,
when that's when we had basketball tryouts, and then we would hang out a lot, and we would
yeah,
always train and play basketball. And those I've never, every time a friend goes on to podcast, I like to um, thank them for something that they did that that really affected the way I view things at the time. So um, I've always thought you were like the really popular cool kid, because every school has one of those. And but you were down to earth. You were friendly enough to talk to other people like me, who were just cruising on by. And I have to admit, a lot of times going to high school, there are a lot of popular kids that are just like full of themselves, and they thought they were better than everyone else. But you weren't like that. You were super cool. You were super chill, and it was super fun hanging out with you. So I always wanted to say thanks for being you. Not being a total asshole.
oh no,
Well,
I mean it's funny because I actually want to thank you because I mean, if we never started hanging out, um, I feel like I would never have gotten the ability to actually play basketball with like the kids outside of school because obviously I wasn't that good, and then you actually took the time to help me get better at the sport, and especially because back in the day, I mean, I wasn't always like I wouldn't really call myself as athletic right now, but I mean, I was definitely on the opposite side of the field. I was uh I was a little overweight, and I was definitely lazy too. But ever since we started, hanging out, we would play basketball every morning. We would go to what's that park called? The
McCully.
McCully, yeah, right at the rec center. We play at that court over there. And then yeah, you would always like help me like I'll play through drills. You'd help me like get my layup better. And I felt like as a friend too, you really cared about my health more than I did. So I definitely lost a lot of weight because of you. So I mean, in the end, like I should be the one thanking you. You know?
No, no, no. I just realized the older I get, the more important relationships are, and maintaining it. So that's why I'm grateful for you to for coming on. Um, but no, I was just there telling you what to do. You're the one that put in the work. I remember we would after school we would just go straight to the basketball court, and we would just play until like sunset. And we would do that almost every day. And I, not a lot of people would do that, you know. And I know you sacrifice time to like do that as well, you know.
Oh, blood, sweat, and tears,
Oh,
my
literally, blood,
God.
sweat, and tears. Some tears might have been shed on the court.
I don't. I mean, I don't know if you want to put this part into the video chat, but there was that one day, um, I came out to play with it was you and Anthony Nee.
Yes, yes.
We're out at the court, and then I just came by, like, oh yeah, I want to have fun. We shoot around a little bit, And then man, I was just like not getting this one shot down, and then you're and I asked you to help me out. I asked you to help me out with my ball, but yeah, I think you're getting like really frustrated, and then man, what was it? Yeah, you told me, like, do a couple push-ups or something, and then I was getting frustrated too, and then I remember I started crying. I started
Quite a dick.
crying, but like, you really pushed me as a person. So I didn't back down. Yeah, I cried a little bit, but I got right back up, and it was like, so yeah, screw this. I'm gonna do this. I want to do this. I'm gonna get better. And I felt like, honestly, at that point in life, I felt like I really, like, um, got over like a big brick wall. I really like broke down a wall right there, and honestly, that's like really engraved in my memory. Even though it might have been like uh, like, like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say, like, it was a really tough time for me to, like, you know just like get over that.
Hmm.
Especially, like, who cries in front of their friends, playing basketball. But yeah, I really feel like I leveled up in point in life at that moment, and I also want to thank you for that, even though you're kind of mean. But
I was an asshole back then, man. Now I'm just
oh yeah,
now that you
dude.
said that, I was so mean to a lot of people, and I've always thought,
Hey man,
if
not a lot of people could handle that too.
yeah, I've always thought, if you're tough with people, you bring out the very best in them. I don't know if you remember Sam Lewis. I remember playing basketball with him, and for some reason I don't know why, like I knocked him on the ground, and then I just started dragging his like body on the ground, and he had like a white shirt. I look back and I don't know why I did these things. I thought it was funny at the time, but
Yeah. Oh
it,
no, yeah, we had some. Yeah, it was funny. It was funny. It was definitely funny, and it's just like one of those like tough love kind of moments, And that's what I like about you, because you're really genuine about that. You might have been like, kind of an asshole, but in the end, you did it because you cared. So
and that's the thing about you. You don't give up. A lot of people they crumble when a lot of pressure is being applied. But you saw it as a challenge, and at the very moment you had every right to be like, f this, f you, Scott. I'm just gonna go home. No, no,
yeah,
you had every right. Like
yeah,
you don't need someone being really mean to you. You don't need to be doing these push-ups when you want to have fun. You could
right,
have
right.
just went home, but no, you're like, f this. I'm just gonna get after it, and
Uh,
that was something that I remember very strongly about you. You don't give up. Every time there's a challenge set in front of you, you get after it, and now that's very inspirational. Thank you for the stories. So we'll move forward a little bit. You remember basketball tryouts?
right, right.
Okay. What was your memory about basketball tryouts?
Man, basketball tryouts, man. Oh, I really struggled, but like, I was not the best basketball player. Like, I guess like skillfully I was not the best, definitely not the best, but like because we trained so hard, I just felt like I could not give up, and I went through like the full like basketball tryout, and then I think I got cut on the first cut, and then yeah, after that, I felt a little bit defeated, but I still wanted to hang out with you, and you made the basketball team. So I would always come to basketball practice for you guys. Oh man! And then I became the basketball manager,
Mm.
aka Water Boy.
No,
Oh man.
that was a fun year, man. We just hanging out like almost every day playing basketball.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, honestly, like, just the label is honestly a little humiliating, but I mean, I still had fun, just like, being around the basketball team, still playing basketball. I'm just not on the team. And, you know, even though I was not playing for the team, I was still learning too. So I really appreciate that too. And I got like to meet like all the players, like a lot closer with them, the varsity team and all that. Um actually, um who is it? Um, yeah, on the basketball team, like I think I mean, it was JV team, but like I got to know like what was it like Moy
mm.
Masaniai better. I got to know like Tim Lu better, and um, it was just like I guess it's like a learning experience, even though how humiliating it was, but I didn't really care. I didn't really care about
We
that kind
did
of
make
stuff.
your life pretty difficult.
Yeah,
But I guess I helped you condition throughout the tough
yeah,
time.
for
Yeah,
sure.
Scott put me through worse.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I gotta say, high school basketball is some of the best times of my life. It's like I gotta hang out with my best friends every single day, and I got to play ball too. So I remember sometimes we would sit on the bench and we just like talk crap about the other team. Oh, that guy's garbage. That guy's trash. And like,
Yeah, see, that was fun too. Going to different schools and like going to the different games. Yeah, I get to go on the bus with you guys too. So it's like, okay, yeah, cool. It's like I'm kind of on the team, but I'm not. But
I just
yeah,
remember
those
sitting on the
fun
bench and like we
times.
would talk about like people and talk about girls. Oh, that girl was so fine.
Yeah. And
But
there's that one guy that was on the varsity team. Oh man, I don't want to say names, but every time he had the ball in his hand, we'd be like, oh man, oh no, oh no. And
pass
then
it, pass it, pass the ball.
pass the ball. Oh man, he would shoot from the 3-point line and then airball it, and then we just like, I remember we like, oh man,
I think I know who you're talking about. I think I
oh
know.
yeah, I don't want to say names. I'd rather be a water boy to do that.
After that sophomore season, they invited me up to varsity, but for some reason, like I don't know, I just like none of my friends were there. Like some of the JV guys that were promoted as well to varsity, like I wasn't really close to them, and I think I kind of fell out of love with basketball because it was so fun, like having you guys around, having the people I'm used to, and just made
Right,
for a really fun environment. But when I got bumped up to varsity, it just wasn't fun anymore. I like not like running wasn't like I used to enjoy running, because all my friends were there. I used to enjoy all the drills and we could like joke around. But when we came to varsity, it felt like we couldn't joke anymore. Everything's just so serious, and
right,
I just
right.
wasn't having a good time. And I, I didn't make the varsity team, but there was a sense of relief that I didn't make it, because like none of my friends are there, and I didn't enjoy it anymore. So um, I'm glad you joined track though. That was I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like carry on from basketball season to track. And what was your events again? Do you remember?
Yeah, I did 100-meter dash and the 400-meter dash,
Oh,
and then
boy.
like time to time, whenever Mr. Matsui would like I guess want me to participate more, he would put me into the was it the 4x4s?
Yeah, yeah. Oh God, that was brutal. I remember
That was
running that.
brutal, man. Oh man, yeah, those were brutal. I think I remember like man, I think it was, I think it was at a track meet, and then like I was the closer, so I was the one running the last lap, and then I think I hit the 200-meter mark, and then I just started gassing, and I'm just like, oh man, I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it in front of this crowd. I'm not gonna finish this race in
They
front of
gave you
this
the
crowd.
pity cheers.
Mini run, dude. Oh my god, it was, oh man, it was kind of embarrassing, but like I finished it, and like dude, the other schools were clapping for me. Oh man, I'm like telling Mr. Monte like, oh, I can. Before the race, even beforehand, I was telling him like, no, no, don't put me in there, coach. Don't put me in there. Don't do this to me. And he's like, Alex, you're up. And I was like, oh man. And this is after running the 100-meter dash and a 400 already. And then it was like like the last 400-meter
Mm.
event. So
And
I'm
he
like
said he set
tired.
you up for failure.
Yeah, seriously. Man, I went through some embarrassing moments in my life.
There were some good times. Now, what do you remember about high school that was great?
um, well, high school, I mean, I guess a big point in high school was I lost weight, and
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I got all my confidence, or developed my confidence in high school. Before high school, I was just like I don't know why you think I was like a popular guy or anything. Yeah, I had like I had some friends, but I was definitely like like more of like the the crappier end of the stick of popularity. Maybe I was popular because I was known as a clown or something, maybe. But yeah, I was definitely not confident in myself. But high school came around. We hung out more. We played basketball. I lost weight. I gained more confidence, especially because you would push me through everything. Other than that, um, I might have been introduced to like the bad side of high school as well. Like ditching school here and there. Um, what else? Um, Other than that,
There any
um,
classes that um change your perspective on things? Any worthwhile classes that you took? And, oh wow, maybe this is something that might affect my career. Or
mm,
I know the school we went to. It wasn't the
oh
most
yeah,
well known for academics.
yeah. It was definitely like not the best source of education.
Mhm.
Yeah. Now that you say that though, um, I think I think honestly the one class that really that I still like look back to nowadays and assess on is probably like uh it's a Japanese class. Not because of the
It wasn't because the sensei was incredibly beautiful.
oh yeah, she was incredibly beautiful. Yeah, she was beautiful. Uh, Miss Fukushima, if you're watching this, or are you a Mrs. now? But Miss Fukushima,
Fukushima, I thought it was Funasaki.
Funasaki. Oh, I'm
Yeah,
so sorry.
Funasaki.
It was Miss
Mm.
Funasaki. You're right. Correct. You're right. Well, yeah, you are beautiful. No, but other than that though, like I mean, she knew I was Japanese, so I was like, I was getting like the easy A in the class. But um, she put me on the side one day, and then she was like telling me, like Alex, you like you might be taking this class for the easy A, but I know you can do better. I know you can push yourself more, so I'm gonna put you in the higher class. And after that, like I would, you kind of knew me in high school. I was like more of like the class clown. whatever class I would be in, I'll kind of fool around with the teachers and stuff, make smart ass, um, give smart ass answers and all that. But she really kind of put me in my place, and yeah, she really put me in my place, and I feel like because of her, I started like respecting my teachers more, and yeah, I feel like maybe that's like the best thing I got out of high school, just like respecting your higher ups and respecting their experiences and trying to take their experiences and uh, put it into my own um, lifestyle, I guess, or
Hmm.
something like that.
That's I got many thoughts about that. It feels like one of the cruxes of going to a public school. We both went to Kamuki High. Is that there are it's a certain stigmas that go along with it. You know, like Kamuki is not known for um, their education. They're known for being really dumb or whatever. And then the funny thing is, students start to accept those stereotypes or those stigmas, and then teachers start to accept all of them. But everyone starts to accept these stereotypes placed on the school, and then people start to act like those stereotypes. And it's very funny. Uh, like you mentioned, a teacher came up to you and did that. Why would that teacher never did? Why Mrs. Funasaki never came up to you and went the extra mile to push you to take a little more difficult class. And that was the thing that I saw with the teachers. They were content with just showing up and then going home. Very seldom there were teachers like, hey, you could do better. I know you can. Like Mrs. Akamine was one of them. I know Mr. Martin, Mr. Matsui, and it wasn't because they were like um, they were getting paid more or whatnot. They're just teachers that cared about you. No,
Right,
they're
right,
teachers that give a damn about you. They want to see you succeed, and and students accepting these stereotypes didn't help their cause at all. And I know there were some really smart people in our class, that like you shouldn't be here, and like my girlfriend's from private school, and sometimes when I ask her about, what's the difference between public school and private school, because I know the students, like, yeah, they come from a more affluent background, or they have more resources, and they have successful parents to teach them the right things, and don't do these things. Now, is that the difference, or is it the environment, the culture that they've set up for themselves, or is it the dogma of everyone just um, conforming that, oh yeah, private school, you're gonna, you're smart if you go to private school.
right,
So the more I thought about it, I believe it's all three, because even if you have the greatest teachers, if the students don't believe that this is a good school, then you're doomed from the start. Or vice versa, if you don't have teachers that believe in you, then the students is just going to believe who they're going to believe in. If you let students be who they are, they're just going to keep coasting. And I know I coasted throughout high school, and I could have done a lot more. Even though you tell me I work hard, I really didn't push myself to the absolute limits. So just wanted your thoughts on that. What do you think about that?
um uh no, definitely, yeah, I'm on the same boat as you. I way coasted my high school career. Like I was doing the bare minimum. um I wasn't really like pushing for like scholarships or anything, I mean, like the teachers would tell us like, oh yeah, this scholarship's coming up, you should sign up, blah blah blah, all that stuff. But I would just be like, yeah, whatever, i'm just gonna I'm just gonna get my degree, I mean my diploma, and I'm just gonna get out of here, and I guess that attitude really like is like the one thing I do regret in high school. um I wish like I did more with my time. uh I wish I was a lot more focused in my classes. um because I mean, education is just like, it's it's not it's not it's not everywhere, you know. It's not given to it's not given on a silver platter for you, you know. um, you can really like build up your education. You can you know, you can really use that towards your I guess your in your life. And sorry, I don't even know what I'm talking about. You might have to cut this part
No,
out.
no, 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 no. I understand what you're saying. I think I think it's really tough for public school students because because I think in order to be successful, you need to cover the basic things. Like for example, food. I remember just going to my family couldn't afford breakfast growing up. So I remember just going to school starving, and teachers were wondering, why is this kid sleeping in my class? Or like, Scott, you're having problems paying attention. And I've always thought that it was my fault. Granted, it didn't help. I was sleeping 3 to 4 hours every day, but I've always blamed myself. I think I have like ADD or something, or like I can't seem to focus. I can't seem to stay awake. But I was just really, really freaking hungry, and I just didn't have energy to
Right, right.
pay attention to those class. Plus, some of the teachers, oh my goodness, teach teach me with more enthusiasm. You know, just some monotone. Um, but it just
Is that what starving does to you? Is it
yeah,
make does it
yeah,
make you
like
tired?
especially if you're at, like high school, middle school, you need that breakfast to just give you energy. You know, and I didn't have that growing up. Unfortunately, my parents had to like wake up super early. They didn't have time to prep, and it's not their fault. It's just they're just trying to put a roof over my head and give me dinner at home. They're doing their best too. Um, but that's what I'm saying is it's the little things that add up. You know, little things. That's the one thing about private school is that they cover all the bases, like food, shelter,
Right.
and all that, and then
Mm,
everything else is just a cherry on top. And I think
right.
for a lot of us at public school, we didn't have that. Even though we get lunch, like the food wasn't enough. And, like I see these 300-pound football players just eating a tiny burger, and I'm like, bro, that's not enough for you.
Yeah.
But they can't afford the second lunch. So it's the you can't cover the basis of everything. Like you can only go so much.
Yeah.
I might be making excuses for myself, but that's why I feel you can cover
I
the
mean, I
basis.
was there with you, man. Like, yeah, I could not afford. I don't think I could not afford breakfast or lunch either. And yeah, and I was tired throughout the whole like first half of school. I do like, I mean, I've slept in class before too. So I mean, thinking back now, maybe that's the reason why I was tired in class to me, because I was hungry. I really don't know. Um, but yeah, definitely just not having that benefit of, a systematic, like, breakfast every day, and then that midday lunch is a is a big thing, definitely.
Were there any classes that you wish they could have taught in public school? Like mine would be like investments or public speaking. You have any classes that wish they taught at Kamaki?
I totally agree with you with the investments, public speaking. Public speaking is a huge one, honestly. Um, I mean, because later on in life, whatever job you do, you're gonna always end up speaking in front of a crowd. And if you don't know how to like construct your points, and just like uh, uh, grab your audience, then you're set up for failure. But investments is a good one too. Because nowadays, I feel like everybody, especially like around our age, or our yeah, I guess our age, is like, everyone's getting into like Bitcoin and uh stocks and all that. Everyone's trying to build up on their finances right now. And definitely, like, if we did have that in high school, then I feel like we would have a better understanding of how like economy works and like how like taxes work and all that too. Because like once we got out of high school, we didn't really know about that kind of stuff. And now like as we're growing up, we're all trying to learn about that on our own. And if we did have that in high school, it'd be just a lot more simple to understand these things. um, but for me personally, other than those two topics, um, I would say um, I wish they taught us like um, maybe like a class on like uh, human behavior in a
Like
way. Like
sociology, psychology kind of deal.
yeah, like not like like did they teach that in high school?
I think Mrs. Yee, she taught psychology.
Yeah, but how in depth would they get with like like human interactions? Like
Oh no, it didn't go that far. It's just like more terms and concepts. You know,
right,
We're-
like yeah, more terms and concepts, right? Like just like a class on like how you should like how you how you should interact with one another. Like what are like like my boundaries and
Mhm.
like um how can I have a how can I keep a positive relationship with someone, or like how could I like confront somebody if like I don't appreciate like the way they treat me. How could I confront them, like and like constructive like criticism, and I guess it's like a it's not it's it kind of helps you in life though. It's like knowing these things, because I mean there's times like at work, like I kind of really wonder like, oh, like did I say the right thing to this guy, like did I leave like a or did we leave on a positive note, or like did I get out of my boundary, and did I like say too much. But I guess like I don't even know what they would call that, human interactions.
Hmm. I definitely agree with that. Um, conflict management isn't very taught in public school. It's like, I think what we're taught is, you tell a person they did something wrong, and then we expect them to just get better at it, um,
Right.
instead of working it through with them. And I guess that's where the communication aspect goes through too. If you say the wrong things at the wrong time, or even um, the right thing at the wrong time, it's still the wrong, still the wrong thing to say. Um,
And I feel like if you like teach these things to like a kid, like I feel like going forward, like it's only gonna get better, because let's say like this kid takes that class, but he mistreats like his peer or something. In the back of his mind, he's gonna know like, oh, I went too far, and then maybe eventually like they'll apologize or something, because they're taught they're taught the standard of what's right or wrong.
mhm.
So I feel like it kind of be a bigger step in like I guess just like yeah, human interactions between like the younger generations. I feel like it'd be kind of good, I guess, in a way.
I think it's a lot harder nowadays since everyone's so addicted to their iPhones. Even more than our generation. You can do everything on your phone, and especially with COVID, it makes things so difficult because there is rarely that face-to-face interaction. And when people don't have that, I remember after a year of lockdown and then finally going out, it's like learning to walk again. Like
Hmm.
communication is pretty awkward. It's just you're just not used to it. But it's like kind of like riding a bike. Luckily our generation, we've had exposure to
Hmm.
technology, but it's not true dependency on it like the newer generation. And I think that's what's missing from school. Like yes, technology made life a lot better, but just talking to one another, learning to interact with other human beings, this is so important. I think with this lockdown, what I'm afraid of is that especially the younger kids, you know, since they're gonna have very limited interaction with other kids, and that's what you need as a little kid growing up. You need to learn how to behave like other orderly human beings, because you know kids sometimes they would just test the boundaries of everything, and you gotta tell them, hey, no, don't do that, or yes, you can do that, and that's how they learn. With being on lockdown and being separate from other kids, I think they're missing on that very crucial component on how to be just a functioning human being.
Mm. Yeah, and I agree with that. I mean, yeah, I mean, if you're just like cooped up in the house all the time, like you're not gonna really know how to act with other people because you're already just stuck in a house with people that you regularly interact with, and it really depends on like the household too. Like,
Mm-hmm.
maybe they don't come from like such a like a fortunate household. Maybe like their parents are like, um a little they their parents take it a little too far sometimes, or like they're not there for their kids, and then that just reflects on how they're gonna grow up, and and I guess, I mean, I feel like that's how like lately there's been a lot of like crime, in the neighborhood and all that. Like I feel like when we were kids, like we never had like, like kids getting shot by at the cops, or um, kids like stealing cars, robbing houses and all that. Like it's kind of crazy nowadays. But I mean, that's just like, I feel like, yeah, that's just like where the the uh, the isolation is bringing everybody. It's 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 making everybody selfish, in a sense. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, yeah, just like locking everybody in, just like keeps everybody trapped in their minds. It's just them versus them, and you can you can either have something, you can get something positive out of that, or most of the time you're probably gonna get something negative out of that, because who knows what people are going through nowadays.
That's true. No, that's one of the things I'm afraid of when it comes to social media. We start to dehumanize other people, and we just forget that they're just another person, just like us. You know, they're going through a lot of things, and they have ups and downs. But if we start dehumanizing them, like, oh, for example, cancel culture. If we just cancel people without, getting their opinions on things, just because we don't like what their opinions are, then what are we doing as a society? We used to have sit downs and talks, and maybe I'm just going over my head on this, but I remember when I was growing up, if we didn't like what the other person is saying, especially for me, I would try to hear them out at least. You know, I don't have to like you, but I'll respect you enough to listen to what you're saying. Now, granted, I might not um, do the necessary actions, maybe because I'm petty or whatnot, but I'll
Mm,
hear you out. I just won't be like, no, save your breath. I'm not gonna listen to you.
right.
I'll hear you out. And the more prevalent social media gets, the more you're able to cancel people. The more you're able to block people. The more you're able to, just drown out the the quote unquote noise. And it for me it becomes an echo chamber where everyone says the exact same thing. Everybody thinks the exact same way, so you don't get like different opinions to, like for me, if I'm setting my ways, but if you bring evidence and facts to me that this other way is better, yeah, I'm gonna do it your way. Why am I wasting time doing it my way when your way is better? So
Mhm.
I think we're moving towards that path of just everyone just blocking each other out. And then everyone just listening to what they want to hear instead of
Right,
what
right.
they should hear or need to hear.
Hmm. Yeah, I can totally agree with that, honestly. Yeah, just like yeah, if people like if there's like someone challenge like someone challenging you of like your way of life, and like you don't appreciate that, I guess. Yeah, they'll just straight up block you. They won't like like not even hear you out, and that's a big part of like life nowadays, just because like people are just in their own worlds, and like if someone else with like a different lifestyle comes in, they're just like, oh, you know what, this is just the way I want to live, so you should just mind your own business,
Hmm.
and just get the hell out of my way, but like instead what we should be doing, or what I think we should be doing is, we should hear each other out, we should definitely give uh, the other person the time of day of, just like, yeah, what's like a good example on this topic, like let's say like, oh yeah, like I I drive like a gas car. I drive a gas car, and electric cars are just not my thing. I want a bigger motor. I want to I want to I want to be able to work on my car, and I want to be able to understand like what actually goes on with my car versus um, electric car lovers will be like, oh, I'm driving this car because it's better for my economy. Um, it's better for the for better for like
Environment.
CO2 is it CO2, yeah, CO2, and it's just eco-friendly, but like these two groups collide, and they'll be like, no, you don't know what you're talking about, like like we should keep everything like how it was back in the day, like and honestly, I don't even know where I'm going with this.
No, no, no. I see what you're saying. Instead of bashing each other, no, my car's better or my car's better. Oh, you're hurting the environment. It's like you're hurting the environment. We should just appreciate each other. Like, oh, that's a cool car. Like,
Yeah,
what's in it? Like, what do you do? Like, instead, we're always trying to find ways to bash each other, and
yeah,
this has been going on for centuries, just because there's a difference between one another, that means there's something wrong with the other party. And that's
right,
something that I've been working on personally. If someone's different than me, someone has a different methods of doing a certain way, I go straight into curiosity mode. Oh,
right,
can you explain it the way you're doing it? Oh, or oh, how did you get to that step? Oh, why are you doing it like that? What's your thought process? Because I don't really care if that person is doing better than me. I don't really care if that person's smarter, stronger, whatever. For me, I just want to learn. And if this person can provide me with a different perspective, I'm gonna take that or take whatever is relevant, take whatever that I can and apply it to me,
right.
and then
Build
I
up
can get better as well.
on.
Like why am I getting in my own way? Why am I getting in the way of my own progress? And that's the way I see it. Like it helps everybody when everyone's curious about one another. And that's the beautiful thing about people. Everyone is different. So let's embrace those differences and let's try to learn from each other. But it is hard because a lot of people are full of shit. So you do have to sift out the genuine from the non-genuine.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to past high school because high school is just an amazing time. So after high school, where are you at? What's your thought process?
Um, on like what?
Like what like you just graduated high school. So what are your plans? Like where are
Oh,
you at?
yeah, after high school, graduating high school. where am I at? Oh yeah, screw school. Like yeah, I'm like an adult now. I can do whatever I want to do. Um, but of course, yeah, I went to KCC. Um, I try to further my education, but also because of I guess the freedom that I had, um, I did take some turns on my route. I did um, I started like hanging out with like um, my friends more, staying out late, especially because like the leniency I guess in community colleges,
Hmm.
like or college in general. You could skip a class and no one's really gonna be like tugging on your leash. Like oh you better get to class.
Hmm.
Because once you pay for the class, it's all on you. It's your responsibility if you want to attend the class and just do good in the class. But because there wasn't really that guidance, I guess, of focus in school, get good grades. Um, it's really easy to like really lose yourself and just take like the wrong path. And I guess that's what I kind of got out of high school. Like um, I guess I learned like responsibilities. It's like really like learned how to take care of myself. And oh, and I also got a job.
Hey.
Yeah, I got a job after high school. My first job. It was at Todai Waikiki. Um,
Oh, Todai,
at,
they're not here anymore, right?
no, they're long gone. But yeah, it taught me like the importance of money and like because in high school I'll just wake up in the morning and be like, hey mom, can I get $5 for a chicken nugget bowl or like like a soda, and then it's that just be that. And then I would like sometimes I would just not even eat anything and I just save the $5 or something and then
Hmm.
try to and then like by the end of the week I would like have enough money to like, oh, I'm gonna go buy a shirt today.
Yeah. I
you know
do remember you had some very nice outfits on, like your shoes. I remember you had like these blue, were they blue Jordans or were they blue Carmelos?
it was the Carmelos,
Oh,
yeah.
those are
The
nice. The
Carmelos,
Jordan
yeah,
Carmelo, those are nice.
yeah, those
You
are
and
nice.
you and Tony always have the nicest shoes. I'm like, how do you have so much money to do
Dude,
all this?
I only had that one pair of shoes like for basketball at least.
I remember you had a lot of Air Forces too.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was like yeah, Air Forces were man, Air Forces are a lot cheaper back in the days.
Mm.
It's pretty funny. I feel like Air Forces were probably like $70 or something back in the day, but now it's like 100 something a pair. Kind of crazy. Uh, anyways, but yeah. After high school, I learned the importance of working for your own money. You know, uh, getting out of your way, taking the bus to the job, walking to the job, clocking in, um, working hard. Because at Toda, like they would like make you work. Like I'd be like, I come in, nice and spiffy in my like collared shirt, uh, top necktie, and after work I'd be like, drenched in sweat. My black collared shirt would have those, those like sweat
Yeah,
lines,
yeah.
and yeah, it was just like it's a sense of accomplishment though, like just going into work every day and just being able to do that, and it really does help like you learn as a human being, like like oh yeah, this is what working's like, this is what everybody does, and just getting into that environment after high school is really eye opening in my experiences.
What was your like your quote unquote dream job? Do you have like any aspirations? I remember you told me you wanted to be an engineer. Um,
yeah. I did want to become an engineer. I mean, I still kind of do. I mean, uh, I do like math and science. Um, I feel like honestly, like being a Asian household, like parents will be like, oh yeah, you need to get it. You need to go to school and you need to get a good job.
mhm.
You need to get a good job. Um, and to get a good job, you need to get good grades. And the good jobs were, either being a doctor, engineer, and mm, other than that, yeah, some sort of scientist or something, But you don't, but they don't really teach you like you could you could honestly like become rich without even like doing all that education stuff, like investing and
Mhm.
I guess like financial advisement, like you could really become successful even without the schooling. Um,
Do you
but
currently invest?
uh, a little bit, like not crazy, but I mean, I started doing stocks like maybe like in the beginning of quarantine, just because
Mhm.
like I had some extra money on the side and I was a little curious. But yeah, I
Do
did a
you
little bit of
save
stuff.
do you save a portion of your paycheck to invest now?
Um, like a
Oh, it should be a
401k.
resounding yes. Get on that. Get on that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have like a 401k kind of
Mhm.
uh, TSP. It's TSP is I don't remember what it stands for, but it's like for like federal employees. It's like a
Tax saving
401k.
plan.
Yeah. Other than that, I I play with Bitcoin a little bit. I actually still own some Ethereum coins, and I wrote the was it the Dogecoin bolt.
Um,
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like all for fun, It's like I did a little bit of research, but I didn't really like get into it. I was just kind of like going with what my friends were saying, kind of thing.
mhm. Well, the biggest recommendation I can give you is just automate it. Um, just every month, just take out wherever you can afford, just put it towards investments. One of the biggest thing that I've seen with our peer group is that like they don't automate it, um, and then they just don't let their money work for them. So you have to be in the market for a long, long time to make a lot of money. And I know it's hard choosing like what to invest in, but
Hmm.
it's just easier to excuse me, to invest in things that you like already. So if you wear a lot of Nike, shoot, invest in Nike because you're not gonna mind looking up information on Nike because you already like it. Louis Vuitton, what else? Apple, or if you don't know, you want a whole bunch of stocks, you can always do an index fund. And we can talk offline about this. You have my number. Feel free to always reach out to me. Um,
Oh yeah, for sure.
things haven't changed, like if we ever need anything from each other, or you need anything from me, I'm a text away. And that's one
Yes.
beautiful thing about long-term relationships. Just
Hmm.
hit me up if you ever need anything. I'm always here to help. But
Right.
yeah, it's one thing I don't see enough from our peer group is just they don't think long-term enough. They think, oh, I'm just gonna do a little bit here, but you have to. It's just like basketball, right? You have to do it consistently to see
Right. Right.
results. So, and I know, and this is nothing new for you. Hard work, putting in the grind. That's nothing new. That's preset in you already. So, if you haven't gotten started, I highly, highly recommend getting on the train of like investing. That's what I'm trying to get Tony to do every month. Just I don't care if it's $5. I don't care if it's $100. Put something in and let your money start working for you.
Dude, how is Tony doing? Do you still hang out with Tony?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I still hang out with him. I'm gonna try to get him on the podcast. Yeah,
Oh yeah, why not?
yeah,
They just
yeah.
don't
And
get down.
yeah, I ideally want to hang out with you and Tony in person. So it's been so
Mm,
long. We have so
yeah,
much to catch up on. Or do you still hang out with any of our middle school, high school friends?
Um, More so middle school. Like, um, I basically see. Do you remember Roy Davis?
Yes, yes. Doesn't he have his
Yeah, I
own
basically see Roy
company now?
Davis, vape store. Yeah, so like I was like working for him a little bit because I mean I was out of a job for COVID, so I mean yeah, he gave me the opportunity to work for him, and I really appreciate that too because he knew that I was struggling and I didn't have a job, um, and yeah, it was pretty fun. It was fun. But yeah, I see Roy like almost every weekend. I don't know if you remember like Daniel Yang.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I actually went to elementary school with him. But yeah, I hang out with Daniel Yang, and I just got my teeth cleaned by remember Modoko Sugi?
Oh, she's a dentist hygienist now. Oh,
Yeah, she's a
very nice.
hygienist now, so I actually just got my teeth cleaned yesterday. Um, and she does a really good job. She works at Paul Ching's office. So if you ever need teeth clean, and
Where
you
is
want
that?
to, it's in Liliha.
Mm.
But yeah, she does a really great job at what she does. And yeah, I would also say that who else do I see now that we all know? Eric Namba.
Oh yeah. Oh, Eric. Oh, he's in the
Yeah,
military.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. From track,
yeah,
remember
yeah. Oh, he's
track?
just
Yeah.
such a good guy. Man, I love hearing stories of people from our school like succeeding, like doing businesses, doing.
Mm.
I love hearing that. Like I would I we were supposed to have our reunion, 10-year reunion last year.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But man, I can't wait to just meet everyone and like see how they're doing and see see their successes, man. Like that's the
Yeah.
one thing I miss, like catching up with fellow Kamaki people and
Hmm.
talking. Like, how have you been? It's been so long. Like I
Yeah.
know we didn't get a chance to talk that much during high school, but I know you and you know me, and man, it's the one thing I miss catching.
Especially because like not everybody is like very social in high
Right,
school. Like you say, some of the popular kids are like really like kind of like full of themselves and they're like to their group, you know. But like as you grow up, you start to realize like wow, like I should have been like more social with these people, like I
mm-hmm.
should have been like I should have been making like more friends when I had the opportunity to. And I feel like a lot of people understand that, especially coming to our age. So, I feel like people will be a lot more social at these events.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I can't wait. Hopefully next year. I'm crossing my fingers. I know the committee is working hard on that.
What would that be? Is that like a 12-year reunion?
Yeah,
That
I
is.
guess. It's been 12 years since we've been out of high school. Dang, getting old, man.
Yeah,
So just to
seriously.
respect your time, let's just go to some questions, and it can be like some fire round. Um, okay. So, can you give any tips or advice on connecting with others? Because this is the Staying Connected podcast. So how
Mhm.
do you connect with people?
Um, how do I connect with people? I mean, first of all, communication. I mean, that's the main thing, right? I mean, just keeping in touch, being open to different opinions. Because yeah, I guess being open is like a huge one. Like if you're like closed minded, and cancel culture that we were talking about earlier, you're not gonna let anybody in. You're just gonna be stuck in your own opinions, and you're not gonna really develop as a human being. Just believing in one thing. It's always good to stay open-minded and let other thoughts flow through, and just create like um, a difference in character. I'd say. Um, Other than that, I mean, I don't know. What do you think? Like,
You're one of the few people to ask me questions in this podcast. Connecting with people, I think it goes back to curiosity. A lot of times I feel like ego um, blocks us from that path of learning about other people. Oh, like I'm more successful than this person, or why should I care about their opinion if I'm better looking, if I'm taller, I'm more, I make more money. The
Mm.
fact that if you take away the ego and you just genuinely want to learn about the other person and you show that to them, then I think connection gets a little easier because you're coming from a place where you don't need anything from this person, and that they can sense that as well. Because a lot of times when people do connect with each other, like at networking events, you can tell this person wants something from you, so that's why they're talking to you. For me, I try to just come open-handed, like you said, and just try to learn. Like, yeah, if I can help you with something, please let me help you. But for now, I just want to learn who you are as a person. And whatever you want to share, cool. You want to share real deep, intimate things, your vulnerabilities, that's awesome too. Because I think at the end of it, all humans are really cool people. I try to think that everyone has really good things or fascinating things about them, especially their experiences. So I like to learn about that.
I mean, yeah, there's definitely like, especially with experiences, like not everybody's gonna experience the same like roller coaster rides as other people, and it's good to hear like other people's experiences and try to like build up onto your own, because like there are like people like they never came from like a wealthy family or whatever, and just seeing their struggles kind of like really opens your eye to like, like wow, like I'm really fortunate to be living the way I live, so I should be more humble, and I should like uh, appreciate my what I have more, and I think that's just a big thing, just being able to share experiences.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. One more question, if you don't mind. So you have a 30-second PSA to broadcast to the world. Don't worry about language barrier because assuming everyone can understand it. What's your message to the world?
My message to the world. Ooh, my message to the world, huh? I guess my message to the world is just be kind to one another. Like you never know like when someone is gonna like be like a big part of your life. Like at that point of time, maybe like he might be like he might be like a loser or something. Like let's say this